Hey everybody, I'm Jason Huerkamp with Living in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and today we're going to be talking about the three things that you can do on the inside of your house to make it the most appealing to buyers. Three things that are actually pretty low cost. So I have the co-owner of the Huerkamp group and my beautiful wife Brooke sitting next to me. And so let's kind of discuss, Brooke, a little bit about what those three things are. Okay, so Brooke, quite often we will go on listing appointments and we'll be talking with sellers, and the sellers will say to us, well, I don't want to paint or I don't want to put in new carpet. I want to just give a credit. What are the reasons that you shouldn't give a credit? Why wouldn't you give somebody a credit?
I would say the biggest thing is that buyers are looking for and want to feel that first impression and want the home what they would consider more move-in ready. So you're better off again setting that expectation and having that first impression be as good as it can be so that they feel like the house is in the condition that it's going to be in when they move in.
Yeah, exactly. And I like to think about it too, like picture going and buying a vehicle and you have two brand new Ford F-150s on the lot, right? One of them is totally dirty and comes with a car wash, and then one of them is pristine, clean, and they're both the same price, the exact same truck. Like, which one are you going to buy, right? You're going to buy the one that's pristine and clean, not the one that's dirty and needs a car wash, even though it's coming with the free car wash. So the one that's dirty and needs a car wash, not only are you going to take the car wash if you decide on that vehicle, you're also going to discount it in your head because you think there's a perception that there's something wrong with it, right? Let's talk about the number one thing that you can do as far as getting a home ready for sale that has the biggest impact on the interior of the home. And it can be the most cost effective thing to do too, right? And what would that number one thing be in your opinion?
So I would say you're going to be packing anyway, so just start that earlier, and you want the house to have a more minimalistic feel when buyers are walking in. So get rid of any clutter, start packing up any depersonalizing the house. Pack up things that you're not using on a daily basis, and again, you're going to be packing it up anyway, so just start to do that earlier than later. And again, it's that first perception when buyers are walking into the house that you want them to feel again that it's move-in ready, well cared for, and you're depersonalizing it so that they feel like it's their space. So get rid of family photos, things that are tying the house to you, and open it and make them feel like it's their space when they're coming in.
So ideally, like I've heard it said before, and in your professional opinion, like I've heard people say, like get rid of like 50% of what you have in any closet or any pantry or cupboard area. You want to get rid of at least 50% of what you have, and that probably really applies to even people that are fairly clean, right? Okay, yeah.
Yep.
So really declutter, and get stuff in boxes. Get it into the garage, get it into a storage unit, right? I always tell clients, get it into the garage. As long as people can see you can at least park one vehicle in the garage, they can tell if it's a 2-car or a 3-car garage. So I would definitely, get it out of the house, get it in the garage. If you have the wherewithal, put it in a pod, something like that. But less is definitely more when it comes to personal belongings and selling a house. So let's talk about, in your mind, what's the number two thing that you can do relatively cost effective in order to get the interior of your home in showing condition?
Yeah, so I would say number two for me would be freshening it up with paint and neutralizing the house. So again, there's not nicks in the walls. You're fixing those things. It feels fresh, it feels neutral, and ready for them to make it their space.
Yeah, and I think paint is probably the thing that can have the biggest effect outside of decluttering, right? Because it's picking those neutral colors. You can go to any paint store, whether it be Lowe's, Home Depot, Sherwin-Williams, Hirschfield. They can tell you the most popular colors that they have right now.
And we can as well.
So. Yep, and when you work with us, we have interior designers that come out and meet with you and give you advice on all of that stuff. So yes, we can help you with that too. The thing is, even with a home that's 3,000 square feet, as far as the materials go, the amount of money that you're going to spend on the materials for a home that's 3,000 square feet, you're definitely going to spend less than $1,000 on those materials, right? If you're handy, and painting's not that hard to do, you just got to take your time because we see people that don't take their time and haven't painted before, and that can cause more harm than good, right? But for a 3,000 square foot house, it can cost you less than $1,000 in materials. And if you want a contractor to come in there and paint the entire house, it's going to cost you on a 3,000 square foot house, including materials, probably in that $6,000 to $7,500 range, give or take. But I will tell you, if a house really needs paint and you got nicks in the walls and you need some touch ups, I mean, it's definitely worth it, right?
Right.
Like, you're going to get every dollar of that back. So, yeah, the number two thing that we've been talking about is, painting. And I think bang for the buck, it's right there with decluttering. It actually might be the number one thing that you can do in a property is actually get it painted, because it can make the house smell different. It can make the house look different, and believe it or not, it even can make it feel different. It just can, because of it, bringing all the elements of the home together, especially if you pick the right paint color.
And
So-
we've got some great preferred vendors around the area as well that are meticulous in this area. So if you do need any resources in terms of who to have come and help, if you're not up for doing the job yourself, we definitely have those resources as well.
Yeah, yep. We have a list of vendors that when you choose to hire us as your real estate team of choice, we have all of these preferred vendors that can help you really with anything that you could possibly want to do, on a particular house. So, Brooke, in your mind, what's the number three thing that people should consider, inside a house when they're getting it ready to sell?
Yeah, so I would say buyers are drawn to kitchens and bathrooms. So focusing on those spaces is going to be, positive for you and helping you net the highest return as well. So again, just really making sure that those spaces in particular are clean. Deep cleaning those is going to be important, and going through and replacing any fixtures that may be outdated, even cabinet pulls and things like that. And again, we can help you as you navigate that and getting those spaces prepped and ready. But yeah, I would say hyper focusing on kitchen and bathrooms is going to be to your advantage.
Yeah, and keep in mind when you're moving ultimately into a new home, you might go out and buy things like new linens. You might go out and buy like new bedspreads. You might go out and buy new pillows. We always tell people, treat yourself a little early. Go buy those things right now, right? Because if you're going to buy them anyway, it really helps with the staging of your existing home to have things that look fresh and look clean. So go buy some new towels, go get new shower curtains, go get those new pillows and bedspreads and so forth, because it's going to help your home sell. And quite frankly, the new stuff smells new, so it's going to even change, quite frankly, the smell of your house. The fourth thing that we see that's often overlooked is flooring, right? And with the flooring, it can be as simple as maybe some carpet just needs some stretching, right? Because we see it in photos all the time, right? Like that carpet, you look down at it and you're like, gosh, they should have just stretched it, right? And I mean, we just had this done in our house. I think it cost us like $400 to have like 7, areas stretched. So
Yeah,
I
if the
can't tell
carpet's
you.
in good condition.
Yeah, if the carpet's in good condition, have it stretched. The other thing too with the vendors that we have, a lot of times we can get someone in there within a week to do flooring, whether it be luxury vinyl planking, which is really popular right now, whether it be carpet, whether it be some sheet vinyl.
Maybe refinishing hardwood floors.
Yeah, yep, yeah, because I mean, even our hardwood floor refinisher, I mean, when you work with us, you get some discounted rates. I think right now it's crazy. He's like at $4 a square foot. It's just insane how little he can do it for. So,
And if you're lucky enough to have those beautiful features in your home, like the classics of like original hardwood floors, just again, bringing those back to life is going to be to your advantage.
and it's going to change how it smells too,
Yeah.
right? It's going, because you're going to have, those finishing on the floors, and it's going to help your house smell differently. So really, guys, if you go through and you do these 4 things that we just mentioned to you, it's going to help you sell your home quicker and sell it for more money. So if you're looking for any advice on getting your home in selling condition, please reach out to us. Our consultations initially are always free. We don't get paid until we actually sell your home. So we'll see you at the next house.